What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this is always a fun one to revamp. It gets requested from time to time, and I figured why not? Let's build a fragrance collection with $500 max. Now, I'm trying to build a wardrobe, not just a collection, because at this price point, you can really get 4 to 5 well-rounded fragrances in your wardrobe to where you have something that pretty much covers every situation, every scenario, every season, all of your attires, something fun, something more serious and formal. Just cover all the bases. That's the way I like to go about it. So I've actually managed to pull 5 fragrances out of this with a $500 USD budget. So let's dive into it. Stay tuned. With this first one, good luck getting it below retail. Your best bet is a Sephora sale from time to time to get maybe 15% off. So I just went ahead and priced this at retail. But for me, if we're building a $500 fragrance collection, we need a blue fragrance. And why not start with what I believe to be the best blue fragrance with Bleu de Chanel Parfum, a personal favorite of mine. So you get a little bit of zesty citrus at the top. Has this beautiful lemony feel. Very warm wood fragrance overall. Clean, refined, smooth, and rich. Lasts a long time, not a real abrasive fragrance. It has kind of a professional feel to it while not being very serious. This is one of those mass appealing blue fragrances that would dress up really well. Can be your go-to every day. It's not too much in the high heat. I have wore it in the Houston, Texas high summertime heat back when I worked at Mercedes and lived around Houston, Texas. So it does fine in high heat, and then of course it does just as well in evenings, into cooler weather, and so on. It's refined, it's smooth. Like I said, in my opinion, until further notice, the best blue fragrance. Blue fragrances are kind of my main reach and go-to, so I had to have one, and why not start with the best? So for $150, my great all-around choice is Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Now, I just couldn't build a fragrance wardrobe or a fragrance collection without including this one. Going rate is anywhere between $65 and $75. So I just split the difference at $70 USD for what I deem to be the best, the easiest, and most versatile, affordable niche fragrance money can buy with Mancera's Cedrat Boise. Some of you watching this that are regulars on the channel probably anticipated seeing this. Of course I picked this fragrance. So beautiful, sharp lemon, fruity sweetness without being too sweet, but very fruity and citrusy at the top. I've always called it kind of a wicker basket full of fruits because it has this dry, woody feel, a little touch of leather in the backdrop, more cedar wood, vetiver kind of thing going on than anything else. Just a beautiful fragrance. Another one, highly versatile, though this one has a little bit more quality to it. It's not quite as synthetic or sharp or anything like that as a lot of designer fragrances, though not on the upper echelon of luxury either. It's just such an intoxicating wear, high compliment factor with extreme versatility. This is another one. Technically, I didn't need 2 of these because this can do pretty much the same job as Bleu de Chanel, but I'm building a fragrance wardrobe for me for $500. Feel free to see if the shoe fits your foot as well. But I couldn't help myself. I had to have this. It's such an affordable option, such an easy choice, such a likable choice is Mancera's Cedrat Boise. While the previous 2 choices can definitely work fine in a date night scenario, I couldn't help but go with me and my wife's personal favorite for me to wear on dates. That being Yves Saint Laurent's La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum. So this one varies a lot in prices. So I bought it for $80. Not really all that easy to find it for $80. You can find it for $90 to $100 pretty easily still. So I went ahead and just capped it. Let's just call it a safe play at $100 USD. So this still smells like La Nuit de l'Homme. But there's a few changes here. So instead of cardamom, it's peppery. So it's not as powdery. And in turn, the lavender is enhanced a little bit. And the sweetness here isn't that sweet cardamom feel. It is, and vanilla and stuff like that, it's more of a fruity accord. So similar, but a little bit more grown up. It's not quite as youthful and playful and as powdery. Beautiful. This is still my favorite La Nuit de l'Homme flanker. My wife loves when I wear this one, guys. This is for those of you that maybe grew up on La Nuit de l'Homme. Let's say you're a younger man, a few years younger than me. Let's say you're 30. Let's call it 30. And when you were 20, 21, 22, you used to wear La Nuit de l'Homme out all the time. And You know, you're kind of set in your ways, but maybe it just doesn't strike you the same way it used to. This is a little bit more grown-up version of that, where a lot of what makes that one enjoyable is still here, just twisted, tweaked, changed slightly, subbed out, similar chords with different notes to kind of change it just a little bit, and in my opinion, for the better. So yeah, I feel you have to have a date night fragrance, right? So this was an easy choice because it's me and my wife's personal favorite. YSL La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum. Now, don't get me wrong, Bleu de Chanel Parfum, Cedrat Boise, La Nuit de l'Homme Le Parfum, they all work fine in the cooler weather. But I want something very distinctive in the cooler weather. When cooler weather rolls around, I like spices. I like ambery. I really, really like iris. So what's my favorite fragrance that would fall into this price bracket and fit right in? I don't have to shoehorn it. It slides right in like a perfect fit puzzle piece to this budget. That would be Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Le Parfum. It is my favorite flanker, kind of, because I do really like the new Elixir. It's hard to choose between the two. It's kind of 1A and 1B, but I do like the very powdery fantasy iris note that is here. It's warm, rich, and spicy. Just everything about this is enjoyable for me personally. If you've never tried it, I encourage you. It's amazing. I encourage you to do so sooner rather than later. It is not a safe blind buy unless you are familiar with designer iris fragrances. Younger men, definitely try this first because it's floral dominant. It's very makeup bag powdery. It's a flower note that's powder. It's a powder bomb basically with spice and amber is how you can look at it. Very aromatic, though not all that soapy. Super intoxicating. Wife's a big fan of this one. I'm a big fan of this one. Cooler weather, I'll absolutely wear this during the daytime. Obviously, it's an even better evening scent. But cooler weather, I'm all for the powdery iris fragrances during the day. That's kind of their time to shine for me in my rotation, in my fragrance wardrobe. So this was kind of a no-brainer choice for me for the cooler weather. Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male Le Parfum. Then the fifth fragrance choice, we had to go something geared for the warmer weather, right? Spring, summer, early fall, you know, hot climate, but still a great performer. Compliment machine in my experience. So I really wanted to go with something from the Acqua di Gio line, and I had to be honest with myself. If I had to only keep one based on what I've already built in this collection, I think I need to go with Acqua di Gio Absolu here. The most complimented version of Acqua di Gio I've ever worn. I have a big 200 milliliter backup bottle waiting in the wings. This one is the bottle with the biggest dent in the line. It's the one I go back to. So what's so special about this one that makes me reach for it more than the others? This one kind of smells like Acqua di Gio, a stripped down version of Acqua di Gio Profumo, and a little bit of Invictus Aqua, which is my favorite fragrance, which may surprise some of you that I didn't pick that, but the prices have gotten out of hand for Invictus Aqua, so we're not building a wardrobe with that. We're not building a collection with that. That would have took up a lot of the money here. So this aquatic marine notes, watery without being all that salty, fruity and fresh, a little earthy patchouli, woodsy. There's this labdanum note that offers a little bit more of an ambery tone than a leathery facet, if anything. It kind of smells like, when I say stripped down version of Profumo, picture Acqua di Gio Profumo if you're familiar with that. Take the incense away and add fruity notes. Acqua di Gio Absolu. You take the smokiness away. You leave the marine notes. Obviously, it's part of the core DNA here. You leave the patchouli, which is heavily featured in Profumo, heavily featured here. And then, like I said, you enhance it with this fruity notes accord, almost like a Fruity Pebble type of feel for some freshness. Enhance those marine notes, that fantasy watery accord. Enhance it, richen it, because it's probably the most aquatic besides Profondo in this line. And it's a crazy performer. Underrated performance here. I mean, this stuff is a monster off of my skin, guys, and it's super alluring. I mean, like I said, I've gotten more compliments out of this bottle than every other version of the fragrances in this line. Every other version of Acqua di Gio, including the original, which is something. That's definitely saying something. So had to go with something fun, something that I would love to wear every summer. If I'm just building a wardrobe with $500 and this is what I got to work with moving forward, I could definitely roll with this one every summer, no problem, because I wear it every summer. no problem. So to cap off the $500 limit, I put this one right around the $80 price point because you can easily find it in the $70 to $80 range for a 75 ml bottle, and that puts me at a grand total of right around $500 USD to build my fragrance collection. Final is Acqua di Gio Absolu. So that was a fun one for me to do because I had to really look at everything. It's like, what would I put here? A few were no-brainers. And I'm calculating in my head, okay, going rate's kind of this. Let's play safe and add a few dollars just in case it's out of stock at the cheapest option, because that happens a lot. But I'd be cool with this 5-fragrance wardrobe for $500 USD. I'd be cool with this. I could work with this. Could some of you work with this? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave this video. I appreciate all of you hanging out and checking it out. And until next time, I will say, if you got $500 to spend and you want to build a fragrance wardrobe with 5 fragrances, maybe use this as a template. If you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.